Hello, YouTube friends. Ben Ochart here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today I want to speak with you about a very special fish, a fish that I've owned before, but never one as spectacular as this particular version, this particular one of this species. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to hit that subscription and bell and notification bell and thumbs up and all that good stuff. Tell YouTube something good is going on, and that helps the channel to grow. So it's a win-win. All right, thank you for doing that. And so the fish I want to talk with you about today is the Buccochromis Spectabilis. And as you can see here, this is a beautiful fish, and I've owned this fish in the past. I even had a fish profile that I released on this fish back in 2017. You can see a copy of a link to that old video up there. But that was a young Spectabilis that I picked up at a local fish store down in San Diego. It was a beautiful fish, and but had a sort of uniform blue throughout the entire body. Whereas this fish that was provided to me by the Cichlid Shack, by James Largo over at the Cichlid Shack in Arizona, you can see here has just a tremendous color in the alternating color in the body between the yellow, greenish yellow, and blues. You also have a beautiful blue in the face and a little bit of an orange yellow in the anal fin. This fish can get up to 10 inches. Is considered a carnivore and is a predator, but I have found him to be pretty mellow, like most of the Buccochromis that I've owned. I haven't owned the I guess the green version, which I hear can be the leopard or whatever, the green version of the Bucco, which I've heard could be a little bit overly aggressive. Buccochromis that I've owned have been fairly calm. I have two in this tank, a very young and small Buccochromis notitania, and this Buccochromis Spectabilis. Again, they can get to around 10 inches, a good size fish. You're going to need about 100 gallons or more to really keep them happy, hopefully with about 6 feet across to give them some swim room, and about 20 inches from front to back, give them a lot of turnaround room. They'll start coloring up at around 3 to 4 inches if you have a male. The females will stay drab with a horizontal bar in the body, the horizontal black bar. You can feed them pellets, flake food. They'll pretty much eat anything, and I also mix in brine shrimp and frozen krill, which this fish loves to eat. And overall, I would say this fish is perhaps one of my favorite color-wise in the tank currently. I have some very colorful fish in here, but this Buccochromis Spectabilis has really exceeded expectations with regards to this particular type of fish. And again, my hat's off to James over at the Cichlid Shack. If you have a good size aquarium, minimum, I would say 125. In the beginning, when you're growing them out, you can grow them out in a 55, a 75, a 60. That's okay. But after about a year or so, you're going to need to move them up, and ideally into something that is 6 feet or more across. Okay, Buccochromis Spectabilis will accept any kind of food, loves to be in hard water with a pH in the high 7s to low 8s, and native from the shores of the Tanzania shores of Lake Malawi is where you'll find this fish natively, even though what you find normally in the hobby are what they call F1 or F2, locally bred fish. And I believe mine is an F1. In other words, the parents were from Lake Malawi. Maybe that's partly why the colors are so spectacular. Might also have something to do with the type of food. I feed them extreme big fella and extreme flakes, and I also feed them frozen krill, frozen brine shrimp, And I also feed him some of the Piscine energetics. All of that is probably contributing to the rich color that you see in the body. So highly recommend this fish. Pick one up if you can. If you do get one from the Cichlid Shack in Arizona, be sure to use Shack Attack 15 for fish orders that are over $100 for a 15% discount. Everything else, like extreme fish food, you can pick up from the Shack using Shack Attack 10 for a 10% discount. All right, so that's it on this fish, Buccochromis Spectabilis, one of my favorites, highly recommended. And certainly any questions that you have about the fish, go ahead and share them below. You can tell by the shape of the head, he loves to graze. He loves to turn around, turn over the substrate, and pretty much just kind of lumbers around and doesn't really get into it with other fish. Not what I would call a highly aggressive fish, but with all African cichlids, there are always exceptions to the rule. A normally aggressive fish can be peaceful, and a normally peaceful fish can be aggressive. So, as always, stay alert. All right? So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to tune in on Saturdays for the Cichlid and Coffee live stream. That's at 11 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. And if you'd like to support the channel further, consider becoming a member of the Garage Gang and become a Patreon. All right, that would be greatly appreciated. And Patreon members get behind the scene videos not available to the general public, and they also at higher levels of monthly commitment, starts at about $3 a month, but at higher levels they do get some cool swag like coffee cups and t-shirts and sweatshirts and all kinds of good stuff. All right, thank you folks, you are appreciated, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.